welcome back to Sticks and Strings. I'm Naomi.
I'm Beth.
I'm Eve.
And I am so sorry that we were upside down for part of last week. If any of you...
We were in Australia.
Yeah. If any of you saw our video early on Sunday, you saw us like this.
And thank you to the people who notified us.
Yeah.
Because I read every comment as soon as it comes in. And I contacted her. It's upside down and I can't change it.
Yeah. So it was the weirdest thing. And I'm very angry at Apple products right now because there was absolutely no reason for it to be upside down. The editing software, I put the iPad the same direction every single week for now 5 years. Mm-hmm. And so Apple products don't have upside down. It orients no matter how you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you can't film it upside down.
And so the editing software that I use was it was perfectly fine. If I watched it in there, it was perfectly fine. But somehow when I saved, because you have to save it from iMovie into the photos to save it as a video, you can't. It's not the same as exporting. You have to save it, and so you save it into the Photos app as a movie and as a .mov or whatever. So there's no reason for it to transpose the video upside down.
But it did.
And so there was no reason for me, or I thought, to check. So I just, once it was saved in there, and okay, yes, it was middle of the night or wee hours of the morning. That's my problem. But anyway, I just uploaded it, what was saved into Photos, into YouTube. And it was upside down. But what's funny, as you probably noticed, the placard was, the opening slide was right side up.
And every picture.
Was right side up, but just the video was upside down. So I deleted it off of YouTube, and then
you just
re-uploaded it.
Yeah. And it was fine once you saved it again.
It's like that. It's like I Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Isn't it called The Upside Down or something like that?
I resaved it and then re-uploaded it, and it was fine. So thank you for bearing with us. And hopefully this week, number 1, I'll double check. Number 2, it won't do that again. It hasn't done that in 5 years to me. Yeah. Did it to her on her video once, I guess. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so weird. So we're back, and it is, I don't even know what day it is.
Today's the
23rd. 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I was signing things
yesterday. It's been crazy for me. So I guess January is almost over, which is freaking me out because February is not going to be pretty for me. But I'm going first. So grab your crafts, grab your favorite drink of choice, and sit back and relax and talk with us for a little while. I did work on my tree. I'm still behind, but I got another branch done down here. I don't know what day I'm through, but and I've noticed that almost all the leaves on this branch have the same low, which means we've been below 50 in our lows all week long. I'll put a close-up picture, but it's going to be a pretty tree. Look at that.
Mm. Yeah,
it's going to be really pretty. It'll be very colorful and prettyful. And it'll be interesting in those, because we do have days where our lows are really not that much different than our highs. So that'll be fun. So anyway, I'm working on that little by little.
It's supposed to be really low today, I think.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like, well, the high is only in the 60-something because it's kind of cold.
Tomorrow,
and rainy. Yeah. No, today.
No, today it was 70.
It's been comfortably warm.
It was 72.
Yeah.
Well, not in Scottsdale. Anyway,
Scottsdale by the mountain.
I know. This is my gray sweater. I finally got it to length. It's at 16 inches here. This is from the bottom of the hem to my underarm. And I think it will be the right length. I think it is. I mean, I hold it up and I measure myself. And I measured my favorite sweater. It's a short sleeve sweater that I've had. Did I tell you? From Walmart for 10,000 years. So I measured that sweater. And that one is 16 inches from the underarm to the hem. So I finished this. I'm leaving it on the needles. And I am starting now the, so that's the body of the sweater. And I started yesterday. Yeah, I believe it was yesterday. The cuff of one sleeve. So, oh, I need my tablet. I'm gonna have to go get that. So this is the cuff of the sleeve. I did a cable cast on, and then it's 2x2 rib. So I decided, I'm like, oh, okay, it's January 23rd. On February 22nd is our festival orchestra week, where the box office is outside in the nighttime in February, and I will freeze. So I'm thinking, I think I could maybe get this sweater done, because I make 2 sleeves and then do the top, and in my memory it goes very fast if I'm focused on it. So I started a sleeve, keeping track of the rows and everything, so I can make the other one just like it. And I'm going to see if I can't get this done by February 22. We'll see. If not, I'm not going to cry about it. And the other thing I have been working on a little bit, I haven't done much on it, but is this little hat that I'm making. This is 2x2 rib, and then it'll have cabling. It's called Ribs and Cables Beanie. And I'm making the cuff extra long, because the person making for it lives in Cincinnati, where it's cold. So they can fold it back. Anyway, I just am doing that a little bit. I might work on that today, since I don't have my tablet in front of me to keep track of rows on my sleeves. But and that is it. That's all I've had time for, all I've done. So I'm kind of boring, but that is me. Oh, this gray sweater, I should tell you, and I think I have told you. I talked about it a lot last week, but this is, I finally pulled the book out. This is the book that the recipe for this sweater is from. So it guides you through how to make it. Just like I explained it a lot last week, but this is the book, Sweater Workshop by Jacqueline Fee. So if you're interested, you're going to have to find it's out of print, so you have to find a copy of it, like on eBay or somewhere.
One of our comments said that she found it. She's anxious to.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Yeah. So it's a great book. I love it, and I sometimes think about buying other copies of it because I'm like, I want to make sure, because if this one falls apart, because I don't know how it was originally published, but this one is spiral bound, or maybe I spiral bound it. I don't know, but it's nice to have it be able to open wide. But no, great book. So that's the recipe I'm following. I decided for the sleeves, I'm going to, I can show you. I'm going to do the super duper, I decided just on the last minute to do the, hang on, okay, yeah, here it is. The even fuller, fullest sleeve shape. So it is, it's going to be a very wide sleeve like this. Very, instead of so this is like a narrow, regular fitted sleeve. And then these examples get wider and wider and wider and wider. And what's funny is, this is the way I made Jordan's sweater. Hannah chose this one, and Jordan chose this one. And from here you can't really see a difference, but this one is much wider after the cuff. And I'll put a picture of Jordan's sleeve here. And I really liked it. And what was funny was, a couple of years ago, I was at a place called Shields, which is like an outdoor store, and they have a lot of really nice clothes. And I was trying on sweaters because I was going to Boston, and I wound up buying one by, I think it's Kuhl, K-U-L, K-U with an umlaut L. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But the other sweater I tried on that I was considering, it was striped, it was really beautiful, but it had those big bell sleeves. So, and I liked the way it looked on me, and so I'm excited to make these sleeves that way. So, so yeah, I'm going to make really, so what you do is you knit the cuff, and then you double the knit right away, double the stitches right away, and knit like that, and then you actually even add a few more. So it gets really a full, so you'll have the tight cuff and then a full sleeve. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's me. I think Eve's going second.
Yep. So right now I am working on Murder in the Garden. And if you remember what it looked like last time, I had to frog most of it because most of the last grouping of leaves, because this one was one stitch too high. And I didn't notice until I got back up to here and they didn't meet the way they were supposed to. And I frogged this one and put it back, and no. So I had made 2 mistakes that compounded into a really bad problem there.
Oh no.
But it's all correct now. Okay, so I have a finish. I finished QB Snowman.
What magazine is that?
This is Cross Stitch Christmas 2025 holiday issue. And QB Snowman is by Charlene Blank of Tranquil Tree Designs. I can't even say that. And as you recall, these blank spaces are just so that I have room to finish. So if I want to make them all in a row, I can. If I want to cut them apart, I have space to cut them apart. So there it is. Yeah.
Well, that was fast.
No, it's hardly any stitching. The thing that took the longest was fighting with that
the thread?
That Artiste gold. Yeah, it was annoying. And I'm sure some things are not in the right place because it even said to use Ada. And yet the long stitches were like in places where I'm putting it in a hole. I did a little bit more work on, every stitch is progress, right? On Crazy Stitch We Do Geek. I've been stitching on my Flosstube Frenzy as well. I'm not going to bring it until the first week of February. So
okay.
This is where I am in here. So I am almost done with the word before, and there's a period. So I have one more line in the word before, and then the period. And then I go on to the next group of letters, which is, I have to do the Mockingjay thing. No, before we do that, I do the odds are ever, and we know the answer to life, the universe, and everything is 42. So there's that.
I used to have that book once upon a time.
I was just thinking, I thought that book was so funny when I read it, and now I'm like...
I think Eddie My Love has the copy that I had. Because I don't think I have it anymore.
Naomi's cats.
They don't want in or out. They just want the door open, and they cannot stand that it is closed. Come here, Hats.
Speaking of doing very little, I did, I think, 20 stitches, if that, on Under the Sea temperature chart. I'm working on the bottom here. I was very tired this week, so I didn't do a lot of stitching. There were some days where I just sat and stared into space. So.
That sounds like fun, actually. Oh, that's good. Oh, well.
That sea urchin, the sea urchin is here. And then the coral, lobster.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a seahorse. There's a seahorse there. All right. And then Robert thinks that my dog looks like a snake.
Let me see.
This is by J.C. Breeze. temperature pets. And I'm doing the dog and cat, but I'm doing it like this bottom part here. And it does look like a snake.
It'll look better once it has legs.
He goes, just keep working on it. It's not, I'm like, it needs an eyeball.
Temperature snake.
You can give it an eyeball.
But this does not have a lot of colors in the chart. There's, it's not on this one. There's maybe 8 colors total. So the temperature range is, you know, a lot. So, you know, I'm not changing color constantly. So I'm using the same color over and over again, which is fine. You know, that's just the way it's designed, and that's fine. I'll have a color change for tomorrow. And then it'll get hot, and I had to add a color.
Red.
Yeah, because they're all the same. And
I have an entire red cat.
I did some work on Owl Forest Embroideries cranes. I'm working on the middle crane there. I haven't felt like working on this the past couple of days, and I'll explain why here in a second. But I put the head and the feet on.
Cool. That's so pretty. I like the. I think it's the fabric.
So elegant. And I put some more on the wing. So I started back working today, which made me exhausted. And I mean, this week. And I also had to go into town for a couple of things. And both of those, I had to be up at the crack of dawn. So I got back after like a total of 4 hours or something. Like, I'm too tired to do anything. So I stitched some. I just didn't stitch. Like I said, I've been doing the Flosstube frenzy and stuff, but I just kind of stared off into space. It's like I refused to work. Like when we got back from grocery shopping today. Like, I'm not doing anything. I did some more work on the my brain wants to say messenger bag, and that's not right.
Market bag.
On the market bag. And if I run out, I'll be using that color. Who knows? Maybe I'll make another one out of that color and give it to Naomi so that when she goes to the store, she has a market bag.
Oh yeah, I'm giving her my yarn. That's why it's the centerpiece. I'm like, here's our centerpiece. A big cone of yarn. You can see that I started something because it's not pretty. I started something and gave up on it and wrapped it back up.
It's not a fun thing to use, but for something like this, with a large hook, you know, it's easier. If you try a smaller hook,
Yeah.
But see, mine was that big, and now it's this big. So, if I run out, I'll do some more in that, because I don't care what color it is. But what I have spent the majority of my time doing is working on this. Okay, where's the top? Naomi. I finished the angels. And then I started on the inner border. So I'm using
Here's
white.
the angels.
Here's the row of angels. And I put cranberry above so you could really see their little heads. And then the inner border, I went around.
So you went all the way around?
I went all the way around once. I'm going to go all the way around 4 times.
Oh, that's why I hate crochet. That's the thing I hate about it.
But you know, it was really peaceful.
Yeah.
I just
crochets, yeah.
The only problem I'm having is that it's so big that it keeps sliding off my lap.
Yeah.
But no, it was really peaceful.
Well,
to
good
work
for
on.
you. I'm proud of you. But I always just am like, okay, I'm bored now. So
No,
Proud
I
of
wasn't
you.
bored, and it's pretty long.
nice.
So once the whole thing is done, we'll do a video so you can see the
All the
entire
pieces.
thing.
Yeah.
But the outer border, I'm not sure I'm really interested in doing it the way that she did it.
You should do it. You should just do it. Just bite the bullet and do it, because you'll regret not doing it.
It's pretty, but she's one color like this, 4 chains, and another color like this, 4 chains. And then just keep going like that. And I'm like, oh no.
It's gonna look so cool.
But it's beautiful.
You
but
should
I'm
just do
like,
it.
oh.
You've already done all this work. Just do it.
So what my boss
Just do it.
had a thing that's like saying, do the hard part first.
I can't do the hard part first.
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
you just do the hard parts, and
Yeah. Just let the.
So, that's me.
Okay, that's you.
Okay. So, I did finish my tiny saint. I did, some revisions in it that I talked about, I think before, that I was revising some things, and I did add the revisions in my final copy of the pattern. So I had given him a little halo because he's a tiny saint, and then in my original drawing on the pattern, I had put this last phrase. I wonder when he was anointed. I had put it in the pattern in gold, and it didn't show up on this fabric in that thread color. So I just changed it back to blue and red. They're all Weeks Dye Works colors. The red is Merlot and the blue is Michael's Navy. But so I just did this, and I did a couple of capital letters that were not in my original design, but I did it just to sort of match what I did before. And one thing that I changed in the pattern that I didn't change in here because I didn't want to restitch it was this phrase, could use a comb. And when I first designed the pattern, for some reason I had moved it over, like here's the first phrase and next to it is the rest of that phrase, and for some reason I had moved it over to the side. I don't know if I was trying to make it fit to the border or something or other, but in the end I just I was looking at it and I thought it looks better if it's just moved over the right way. So so it's a little bit more correct in here, and I just didn't want to restitch it after I did it here. So anyway, and then there's the 3 little ears of corn I put at the bottom because his name is Baby Corn, and his little whisker. So anyway, and again, this is a fundraiser for Meow Parlor. If you make a donation of any amount to Meow Parlor, and the information I believe is in the information box below the video.
The description.
The description box, yeah. So if you make a donation to them, and let me know, send me a screenshot or whatever of your donation, and I will send you this pattern for free of the tiny saint. So I finished that, and then, and I think I'm probably going to finish this. I hit my goal of 7 days already. I think yesterday was 7 days, and I'm very close to finishing. So I think I'm gonna
The raccoon?
the raccoon is finished.
Oh.
So I'm almost finished with the whole design.
I see.
There's,
what?
huh?
No, I meant the raccoon as
The
pattern.
The pattern is the raccoon. So I finished the raccoon's body himself. The raccoon himself is finished, and so all that's left now is the little floral fronds, whatever. And so I've got I think I'm all done with the green. And so each of these, where's the picture? So there's some pink flowers, and the pink flowers have within them like sort of a white and this sort of a maroon color. And so I think I did this first row up in the corner. I did there's like one little, four stitch thing. But there's, one more needs to be up there. And, but anyway, so right now I'm working on the darker red color in the flowers, and then I just have to do the pink flowers. And if I can do all that in the next couple of days, I'll be finished with the raccoon. And that would be my fourth finish of 12 Year in the Woods designs. This is Year in the Woods, the raccoon by Cottage Garden Samplings. Yeah. And so the raccoon is number 4, I think. Yeah. So I finished number 1 and number 2, the fox and the swans, and I finished the woodpecker, which is number, I believe, 8. And then the raccoon, if I can finish it, it'll be number 4. So, yeah. So it's coming along. I'm more further along than I thought I was. I do have one mistake, though. I realized when I was doing this little green frond thing. I'm one row short on one of the designs here. There's a little gap, so fortunately I can just put a few stitches in there and fudge that, fill it in a little. This also has an error up here somewhere because I started in this corner with this flower, and I made some little boo-boo there too. So, but it's nothing crucial. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna finish that soon.
Wasn't it Cottage Garden Samplings that was recently bought by? They're retiring.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure.
Not that I have heard.
It was another one like that I met then.
Yeah, I think it's another because they're in the process of releasing
I know.
their second thing, but I hadn't heard anything about them being bought out or anything like that. I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to anything like that, but.
No, it might have been Carriage House.
Mm.
They
Yeah.
sound so similar.
Yeah. So I think that's me.
That's you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now it is question of the week. Last week we asked about fabric. And we got lots of response. And I saw at least 2 people who joined me in their mourning for Joanne's. Let's see. Yeah, Beth Browning says she feels the same way about Joanne's. She has no place to shop that has a range of fabrics. R.I.P. Joanne's. Chris Cook says that she's been with us from the beginning, so that's fun. Still enjoys seeing us, and she's an Ada girl. Loves to cross stitch, and it's her relaxing activity, and so to keep it that way, she keeps it simple. I get that. She likes to try new things, so she hasn't ruled anything out. And she says, when I crochet, there's no fiber I have ruled out. I've even crocheted with plastic bags. I tried that.
I tried that too.
Yeah.
I found it frustrating.
She also quilts with mostly cotton, but other fibers too. Christy 3023 uses Ada, linen, or even weave, but starting to lean toward even weave. Any count up to 40, and she says it just depends on the project. She's also grieving the loss of Joanne's. She had just discovered Big Twist, the yarn, the acrylic yarn. She's a new crocheter and uses cotton and acrylic, and she crochets afghans and pillows. Amy J's Creations says that she hasn't been watching since she has not been watching since the beginning, but it's been several years. And she likes our stories. Better have some good stories this week for Amy. Her favorite fabric to stitch on is everything. She says she's a fabric whore. We love that. If it's the right color and the right size, she'll use it. Ada, linen, even weave, 10 count, 40 count, and everything in between. Nice. Mary Passmore says that she likes Ada. Most of the time she's a middle start. Oops. No, I messed up the comments here. And Ada seems easier for her. She has some 28 count even weave that she's going to try. In crocheting, she uses, and knitting, she uses acrylic. Charity, so she does charity work. So that's a good idea. That way it's washed and dried. And she likes, I love this yarn.
I like that too.
Mm-hmm.
I like it too.
She says wool irritates her. Noreen Curry says that she's using whatever I find in the bottom of the drawer and work the design into what will fit in the drawer. Was mostly DMC, and that works also. I'm process stitcher to fill her post-stroke days. Nice. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Homespun in Wales uses Ada, linen or cotton. Ada for cross stitch, linen or cotton for embroidery, and DMC is what she has mountains of. It sounds like maybe she puts videos out. I have just shown on my video the 3 days of sorting
Yeah, I
the
meant
floss.
to watch some of her videos.
I have multiples of 486 shades. Nice. Knitting and crochet, she likes just about anything. I have managed to order a copy of the Sweater Workshop book used on Amazon. Looking forward to it arriving in a few weeks. Cool. I'm so glad. That's
You'll
exciting.
enjoy it.
You'll really like it. And if you're an experienced knitter, you don't have to do that. The sampler, the sweater sampler, but it is kind of cool if to learn different techniques. I'll show a picture of it. So this book, because it's basically teaching you from the beginning of making a sweater, it has this project called the Sweater Sampler to teach you how to make everything all the techniques you need to make a sweater. And I'm trying to find a picture of it. Here, is it here? Yeah. And I think it's really quite ingenious. It's a neat thing. And so basically it's like this weird little project that you make. Oh, doggone it. I can't find it.
Of course, when you want to talk about it.
Of course, yeah.
I saw some video, like a reel or short or something on Instagram or Facebook of some guy
Here it is.
who was like a truck driver or something,
Mm-hmm.
and he was just sitting there like teaching himself how to knit. So he's like going really slow. He goes, I knit, I do this and that and the other, all these little crafts.
Well, it really helps your brain. So that's the shape of the sweater sampler. That's one side of it. So it's got garter stitch, stockinette stitch, 2 different kinds of ribbing, how to make a belt, how to make a belt loop, how to make a pocket, how to do stripes, how to do different cast-ons, how to do lace, how to do edging, like for a cardigan. And here's a little afterthought pocket. And so this is the other side, and it has different. So you do all these things really small in this little controlled space, and you learn all these techniques. And then she references all of these techniques in the rest of the book to make the sweater. So it's kind of fun. I thought I was going to be patient and do the thing. I didn't do it because I already knew how to do a lot of this stuff. But it's got a lot of really good references in it. So I am so glad you found the book, and it's so great. So that was our answers to our question last week. This week we have really one thing on our mind. A lot of you in the U.S. are getting slammed by a very bad snowstorm this week. So tell us about it. How is it affecting you? By the time this comes out, I think it's going to I know like in Boston, it's going to hit on Sunday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So we hope you have power
Yes.
to watch us. And we hope that you all are safe, but let us know how that storm's treating you, because it's kind of like pretty
intense.
Pretty intense and pretty widespread. So
Yeah.
You know, I get like updates and stuff from the Arkansas Symphony in Little Rock, you know. And the other day on, I don't know, Facebook or Instagram, or the little shorts that, you know, that they air, the little stories, it said something about, an announcement they sent out saying, you know, oh, our concert's been rescheduled, and it had the date and everything. And I'm like, why would they reschedule a concert? And it was like on Thursday night. And I thought, what the heck? Because they always do a Saturday night performance and a Sunday afternoon performance, right? I was like, why would they schedule something for a Thursday? That's so weird. And I didn't even think about the weather thing. And then so one of my friends is one of my colleagues in the symphony. He's the principal cellist, and he posts regularly all stuff. And so he posted a thing, you know, explaining that they were doing the concert on Thursday because of the weather. It was supposed to hit, you know, over the weekend. And so I guess they had like a very shortened rehearsal time for the pieces they were going to play, because they lost a couple of days. Ordinarily, you know, for concerts we would rehearse, I think Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning, and they'd do the concerts Saturday night or Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday afternoon. Do the concert Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, right? And so I imagine they rehearsed Tuesday and maybe Wednesday, and they're doing the performance Thursday.
So instead of doing a postponement, they did a preponement?
Is
that what they call it? A preponement?
And so,
That's kind of smart. Like, let's do it early before the storm hits. That's
a lot of places we're trying to figure out how to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
Not just going out and making sure that you have everything, making sure you have gas, making sure you have...
Yeah. Well, so I'm thinking about the tickets, because I'm like, a preponement, maybe you could get your tickets to scan, or I guess you could just tear them and then scan them on the day, because like usually your ticketing software won't scan on the wrong day. Yeah. But a preponement would be better. Preponement, that's what I'm calling it. A preemptive thing would be better, because you could just collect tickets and then scan them on the day. Yeah. Where like a postponement, like I'm going through right now, you have to move everybody. You literally have to move it into a new event. You can't just change the time on it after it's been done. So
one year that I was there, you know,
it's a nightmare.
In Arkansas, you're right on the line, the basically ice line, where you have all the Gulf moisture underneath and all the cold air for the Midwest or whatever on top, and so you're right on the edge of that, and so the state, like especially diagonally, you know, you're in Tornado Alley, which is lovely, but also that same diagonal line across the state is where, you know, you'll get ice storms, you know, through there. Like one of the first years I was there, we got an ice storm like right at Christmas or something, and so the whole world, you know, is frozen and everything. Yeah. But I remember one year there was a really bad snowstorm, and that hit across, you know, this diagonal line, and the northeast corner of the state, they were without power for like a week or something. Yeah. It was just, and everything was frozen. I had a concert down in the south in this little town, and they got the power restored like the day before we went down there or something. So it was freezing, and it was in a church. It was freezing, and on the way down there, you'd see all these power trucks, you know, because the lines, the power lines are down because all the ice, you know, pulled the cables, the power lines down. Yeah. So they were all restored, and you'd see all these, you know, AP&L trucks everywhere, you know, in the little towns. It must be
awful.
Yeah, it was awful.
I lived in Florida when it snowed in Miami. And I remember talking to my landlord, and I said, it feels like it's going to snow. She said, how can you tell? I said, well, the air kind of warms up. She goes, oh, I'm waiting for that. I'm like, no. I'm not talking about a tropical... front. I said it has to warm up to a certain degree or it won't snow.
Yeah.
It can't be below a certain degree.
Yeah.
You get ice.
I remember one time I was driving home for Christmas, and I'm going along, and I thought, everything looks so pretty. It was like it's it's wintertime, so there's no leaves in the trees, whatever. And then I realized everything was coated in ice.
Oh.
All the little weeds along the interstate, everything, and it looked like in the movie Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe. It's like everything was like frozen solid. All the trees
in
were
Boston,
like.
I remember one year I was going to school and it was like that freezing rain, and it had brass. We had brass poles up the steps in front of the school, and it was just completely coated, almost like I don't know, you couldn't like completely around cased in ice like that.
Well, I remember I was so shocked the first year I was in Indiana, because in New Mexico you get like one good snow, one or two good snows a year or something. You might get like a pile of snow, and then like in a couple of days it's all gone because the sun is all bright all the time. But in Indiana, it, of course, A, it rained all the time, and B, it was cold all the time and everything else, and so I guess that first year I was there, we had a really heavy snow, and like I couldn't even, my car wouldn't even unlock because it was just frozen solid. And the little church that I went to, it was a Sunday, the little church I went to, the pastor was going around picking people up to go to church, and I was like, why wouldn't you just cancel? No, they're and I was involved in a rehearsal, and I thought, aren't they canceling rehearsal? No, they weren't. And we are, I had to like trudge through, I don't know what, like 4 inches of snow to the School of Music, and I'm like, why would they just not cancel?
4 inches is nothing.
I know. But to me it was.
So when I lived in Belgium and it snowed for days and days, right?
Yeah.
And like you say, the white trees and stuff. Of course, all we had was a motorcycle, so we just stayed home. But I opened the door. Our water froze. Our heat froze. I opened the door to go the laundry and heat thing. I was checking why the heat wasn't working. I opened the door, and there's snow frozen up, solid up. I had to break out, and I'm like, I was a desert rat. I don't belong in this. I'm moving to Arizona.
Yep.
No, I moved to Florida first.
Yeah, I know. I can't imagine. I cannot understand how, because if I have to wear like a shirt and a sweatshirt and then a little something warm and then a jacket and then a hat and then I'm like, I can't move. I don't know how. Like Arne and Carlos, these knitters that I follow on, they're great. They're in Norway, and they're like, there's no such thing as bad weather. There's only bad clothing choices. Yeah. Okay, that's a great thing to say, but no.
Except I won't wear a coat when I'm driving. So
I know it's like I feel so uncomfortable. Well, in multiple layers, I'm just like, I'm
what I
a desert rat.
When I
call myself a country mouse too.
When I was in Indiana, because I had like a scarf, around my face, and so breathing on the scarf, you're breathing, the steam of your breath, and then of course it would freeze, and also like the steam would come like up your face, and so your eyelashes would freeze together. Yeah. Like you could feel them, like every time you blink, you could hear like, feel this little sticking because your eyelashes are sticking together, and the hairs in your nose are all frozen, and it's like,
it's awful.
Yeah, living in Belgium, I also learned to just be wet. Like,
yep,
because it rained every day. I'm like, I don't need an umbrella. I'll just be wet. It only feels bad until you're completely wet.
What I thought was very funny was, my friend, who he had gone to Indiana the year before I did, and he was giving me a few pointers about going to school out there, and he had said, you're really going to need a good umbrella, and so I would, go to classes, and I have my umbrella, and go to class, and people would come like, because they're college students, with no coat, no umbrella, and they're sopping wet, coming to class, sopping wet. I'm like,
So in Boston, you could have an umbrella, it wouldn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have an umbrella like this way, but the rain doesn't go this way.
Mm-hmm.
It goes
Straight line.
yeah.
this way. And, and you just walk and like, the rain's coming up, and you're like, I don't know why I bother. I'm worried about my daughter. She's there, and I saw it's like going to be super cold tonight and tomorrow, and I guess the snow is. I thought it was predicted for tomorrow, but then I saw tonight. I saw it's predicted for Sunday. She has a performance Saturday evening, and so I'm like, and I texted her today. I'm like, please, just Uber everywhere. Don't try to walk and
Slip on ice.
train it, and all that stuff just to save a few bucks. I'm like, please.
Yeah,
I can't imagine having to go somewhere and perform. I remember being in school there and like going to a gig with a friend of mine, and you're all dressed up and walking through drifts of knee-high snow. I remember that, but I'm just like, oh.
Well, I remember when I was we had the fire in my apartment, and I was staying with a friend, and ordinarily, I lived downtown, and the hall where we played was downtown. It was only like a mile from my apartment, and so it was really easy for me to go out there, whatever. But during this time when I had that fire, I think we had the fire in the beginning of February, so this was sometime between February and March. I guess our February concert, our Valentine Pops or whatever, we had a really bad snowstorm, and I remember going down the hill to the performance, because the neighborhood the house I was staying in was up, a very hilly place, and going down, there was one really big hill, and I was terrified was going to be messed up. And as a matter of fact, it had like a retaining wall on one side, and I bumped into the wall. I just like sliding down the hill like whoop. But yeah, and I was like, please somebody call and cancel this rehearsal. No, this concert. No, we had to go down there. Yeah.
I don't like the cold. I'm the older I get, the less I want to live anywhere like that. I'm like, I think I can handle this.
After living in Belgium, I was done.
Yeah. Most people come out here because they don't want to deal with it anymore. But I'm like,
yeah, I kind of miss the snow just because I miss the
novelty of it.
The novelty of it, but yeah, I miss having to drive in it.
Yeah. I'm confirmed. As much as I complain, and even though I'm like, I want to retire to someplace in the mountains here, but I also am kind of scared of living in snow. I don't think I would enjoy it. We hope you all are safe and warm and with power and everything else.
Yeah, check in with us. Let us know that you're okay.
Please
let us know you're okay.
And,
those of you that comment every week, if we don't get a comment from you, we're going to be praying about you, worried about you.
Mm-hmm.
Especially those of you.
And you can look at it this way: if you get snowed in, it's more time to cross stitch, more time to knit. That's
provided they have power.
Yeah. Well, you can cross stitch by candlelight.
That's one thing that I remember
flashlight.
when I was in channel your inner cross stitch gods from back in the day when
you're a pioneer woman.
But I remember there was an article in the paper when I was living in Albuquerque, where there was a guy who wrote like a kind of human interest story column or whatever, but he was talking about how in Albuquerque, people had more sense. Like, it's snowing outside. I'm gonna stay home. Like, it's like why? Like where the cold states where people are so proud of themselves for going out and their chains and their snow tires and their.
If you don't go out in the snow, you never go out because that's all it is over there. So you just get used to it. It's just a different mindset and a different skill set in some instances.
Yeah, but
we don't have things like snow tires and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is like, it snows once or twice a year. It's kind of like a waste of time.
Most people don't have chains, don't have snow tires.
No.
I remember one time that one time that it snowed that we all had to go somewhere except for my dad. My dad was sick and he was home.
Oh yeah.
And Naomi had an appointment or something. And Mom took you to the appointment, and then Eve had to get some stuff downtown, so I went with her. And
it snowed while we were out.
And it snowed, it was starting to snow.
Pretty bad, as I remember.
Yeah, it was starting to snow, and it was a dry, powdery snow at first, and we were downtown, and I was waiting in the car. I was waiting in the car while Eve went in and got stuff, and the snow was blowing around, and it wasn't really sticking to the pavement at that point, except where, like, it would build up against the curb, and and against the parking blocks and the curb, where it would, gather. If you rode over it, it was slippery. So we were, Eve and I were going home. We were thinking, would it be safer to go through the freeway or through the streets? And so we thought, well, it's just blowing around, so it's not really sticking. So we'll go through the freeway. So we went through the freeway, and then on the way home, we were on a busy street, and there was these little, there were a bunch of businesses, and there was a Burger King, and we thought, well, we'll get some burgers to pick up for the way home, so we don't have to cook and then all that because of the weather and all the fussing. So we went to
and this is the day before cell phones.
Yeah,
I think every one of our audience members will remember those days before cell phones.
Yes. So
hard to imagine now.
So we pulled into the little turn bay on the road, and this guy, I guess, was like going really fast, thinking he had like a Jeep or a Bronco or something, and so I imagine he had like four wheel drive or something, I don't know what, and of course the light was red, and four wheel drive doesn't help you stop, and he went and hit the car in front of him.
Oh man!
Because of course
Yeah.
And so anyway, we got our hamburgers, and we're going along, and by the time we got to our neighborhood, it was snowing heavily and sticking, and we were trying to go up in Paradise Hills. It was a hill, whatever way you went in to the neighborhood.
2-mile long hill.
Yeah, and so we're going up. Well, we started to go up one place, and it was really there was people off the road everywhere. So we cut across to the other entrance into the neighborhood, and that place was blocked off completely. There was cars like bang, 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 bang all the way across. Mm-hmm. So we went back to Paradise Boulevard to go into the neighborhood, and so we're going along.
Is that where we got that woman that wrecked?
So we're going along, and when the neighborhood was built, there was that one road. There was a 2-mile long uphill road, and on the sides had been like a row of poplar trees on either side, and at one point they had died off or taken them out or whatever, but there was still a ditch on on the side of the road where where the trees had been. So we're going along, and I remember I would go when it would get slick. I had gone off to the edge of the street.
You were driving.
Yes, I was. I was driving. and so I would go over to the where it was not compacted down, so I could get some traction. And so I had just done that because we were like starting to slip. So I'd gone over there to get some traction, and there was a woman whose car had gone off the road into the ditch, and she was wearing a dress, and she came up like and so we pulled over and stopped, and
she was on her way to
let her
dad's
in.
to pick up people at the airport for her dad's funeral.
Yeah. So the only thing we do was take her back to her house. But so we barely made it back up to home, and then you and Mom had come the other way.
We came up Irving, and we came up Irving like this.
Yeah, sideways.
Because we were in that little Maxima of hers,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know what I don't just put it into the
She put it
to
in
the low gear,
Yeah.
and I started driving, and it went sideways, but we went like that up the hill sideways. Meanwhile, my dad is home pacing freaking out and worried and everything. But yeah, that was a crazy day.
Yeah.
So let's tell some stories first.
Okay, tell a story because I've got
gotta
to
go home.
feed my guys.
I know I gotta go.
They're dying.
So I have a very quick story. On the way here,
We were telling stories, but these are contemporary stories.
in a very busy road. 2 very busy roads meet very close to our house. And both ways have long turn signals. You just have to wait for the light, which is also long. The lights are long, but you can get through, right? And just so happened I was the first car to turn left in the direction I was going. I was going north-south, and I was going to turn to go west. I was going to turn to go west. And as I get an arrow, I start through the intersection, and I realize that there is a car in the intersection turning left from the east side turning toward the south. And I'm like, did I just miss this vehicle? Because I didn't remember seeing it. I was waiting there for, all of this to go, and then I got my arrow. I thought, what, and you know how you say to yourself, where's a cop when you need one, and I turn. And then behind me I heard, whoop, whoop. And I was so happy. I was like,
I've seen videos where people are like, yeah.
I was so happy because that guy had to have pulled into the intersection after the light changed red.
Yep. Every day we see like just blatant red light running.
Yes.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I travel the 101 every day, and I leave space in front of cars in front of me. Because number one, that's what you're supposed to do. Number two, if someone hits me from behind, I don't want to be sandwiched. And also, if someone stops up there, I can have time to stop before I hit them, right? Like, it's common sense, you would think. Well, there was this, I was just driving, and there was this giant truck, and I didn't notice them come up behind me. But I did kind of then look up, and the truck was like literally on my bumper like that. And then it was one of those big extra long beds. And he went around me like real mad like this and went up, and there was plenty of room in the lane in the left lane for him to continue to go and then get over. No.
Which is the fast lane, and you should have been.
No, it wasn't the HOV lane. It was,
but still
right,
faster than where you were.
So I was in the middle, and there was 2 lanes beside me. Well, he gets into this lane, and he had plenty of room to go up and over. But no, he purposefully tried to clip my car with his super. And if I hadn't, of course, noticed and put on my brakes, he would have hit me. I'm like, do you want to damage your car? Is that your desire?
Yeah, but if you get hit from behind, it's your fault. The other person's fault. So people think that every single time the cops are going to go, oh, well, it was their fault. You got hit from behind.
Oh,
No,
gosh.
Cops aren't stupid.
Ay.
Okay.
It's crazy out there.
So we better
All right. I have to go feed my people. And we will hopefully not be upside down. And
stay warm.
And we hope that you all stay warm and safe this weekend, and we will see you again next week when it will be the
end of January.
We will see you in February next week, right? Because
Today's the 23rd.
The 31st
Saturday's
is Saturday.
the 31st. So the 1st of February will be the
When
next
it
time
airs.
we see you. So we hope your January goes well, and we will see you next week when it will be February.
Bye.